Welcome to the Cervantes vlogs.
Cervantes!
You're so silly!
On this vlog, I'm gonna let you come along and view some of the everyday things that I engage in.
Cool.
Just so that you get a little picture of what it's like in the work life of Ruben, you know, like the day hours and not just the evenings and weekends. First thing in the morning I'm gonna do is record a podcast. Then I'm gonna head to the doctor, see a rheumatologist. Then I'm gonna come back and do a design sprint. Basically a 6-hour meeting with the executive management team of the International House of Prayer University. And what we're gonna do is create a prototype of our new global classroom. I actually did a podcast with Kirsten Bowden, and she helped us to see a lot of what's going on in this world related to this issue. And wow, was I impressed with her. I'm gonna put a link here because you guys gotta watch it. She's like, deals with the subject really good. You know, where I was like, come on, just tell me about your pain. And she was honest and she shared some of her pain, but she was so consistent with the gospel message. And I think that's very encouraging. So check that out. Follow. This is Nani.
Hey.
And Angela always likes to hide from the camera back there. And then my co-host, Georgina.
Bonjour.
No, you're British.
Hi.
Anyway, we're waiting for Dave Sliker, who's going to help us pre-record this podcast where we're going to be talking about a really hard topic on racial hostility and the church's voice during these times. So we're still trying to figure out the title. But I got my coffee, breaking my rules. It's not 9 o'clock yet, but I need it. And I'm going to go get my breakfast burrito now. You made it! Sorry, guys. You're fine. So we finished recording that podcast with Dave Sliker. It was really powerful. It's like basically the controversy of justice in a flashpoint moment like ours right now. We're seeing, you know, the struggle of the systemic injustice against Black Americans. And it's real, guys, you know, and as a brown person, it's been really hard for me to know what to say or do. So I've practice the discipline of silence and restraint and have been attacked for it, you know, like that my silence is complicit. You know, all I hear from that, honestly, instead of engaging in a fight, is how much pain my brothers and sisters are in. There's real pain that people don't understand, you know? And so instead of trying to say, oh, I got you, you know, I've chosen to stay quiet. And I realize that a lot of you out there have chosen the same thing and are feeling guilty or bad or being shamed for it. And I just want to point you to this podcast that is coming later because we're not releasing it until later. But the one you can actually watch is the one we just released last night or yesterday by Kirsten Bowden. It's really good. You know, she's an African-American woman who's married to an African-American man and has Black kids, and she just shares from her heart some of the challenges that she's facing and what that means for her and how she, you know, responds to it as a Christian. And it's just really good. This is not a moment for the church to change its message. Our message has and always will be the same, that Jesus Christ is the solution, and not just the forgiveness we can get from him through the cross, but we have our ultimate hope clinging onto the fact that he promised that he would return and be king over all of the universe, including this planet and including the scourge that's in America. God's gonna return and from Jerusalem establish perfect justice, equity, and he will bring justice to those who have been afflicted. So that is where my ultimate hope is. And for now, what we can do in the incremental justice is help our brothers to have a listening ear, learn about their pain and weep with them and mourn with them. Our hope is not ultimately in changing these laws of a temporary nation. Like, I think we engage in that. I vote, and I think you should vote as well, because you have access to making your voice heard. But and of course, even protests and capturing injustice so that it can end, I think that all that stuff is good. But you know what's going on out there, the looting and the, like, why, I mean, people are getting killed who are innocent just in their rage and derision because of real pain. It doesn't justify all the crime that's being committed now, but it also doesn't remove the fact that there's real pain and injustice out there. And so I just want to point you guys to that podcast. I know I went on a little long on that. Now I'm actually now headed to a rheumatologist appointment. I grew up as the guy who never went to the doctor. Now I'm 35, and all of a sudden I've gone to the ER 2-3 times just in the past couple months. It's just part of my journey, you know, and I think it's the journey that many of us are going through. So anyway, so let's go and do this and see what they say. Well, just finished with that appointment. It was pretty, you know, cool. The doctor was cool, you know. I don't know, it just made me feel like I don't have to give in to a lifetime of meds, though he's prepared to do that, but he wants to see how things play out. He took some blood work to see where I'm at, and it encouraged me because he told me that sometimes when the body's processing uric acid crystals, which many of you who've been following know that that's kind of what my struggle is. But he said that sometimes when it's processing, it has this response where you get a flare up in response to like your body getting rid of that stuff. It could be that I'm just getting rid of it. We still don't know though, so still very much in the middle of this journey, but I'm encouraged that, at the very least, that we're learning more about what I can do. I want to be healed by God. I want to do my part as much as possible. Anyway, that's part of today's appointment. Now I gotta hurry up because I'm gonna be a little late. All right, so I'm here at IHOP in my parking lot. Look, food service delivery vehicle only. I think that's hilarious, because nobody knows it's my parking spot, but nobody will park there, so it's always my parking spot.
What we're going to do is take the cluster of storyboards that we worked on yesterday that we all collectively reviewed. We're going to look at those storyboards, and then for the next 30 minutes, we're going to actually make our finalized storyboard that we're agreeing upon to prototype after we decide on that storyboard. Post-camp delivery that would have a t-shirt and a memory and something else that would be a follow-up box.
This is Daniel. Daniel is an on-campus student, and Kirsten is an online student. So we have both. They're both entering IHOP Global. Here we have the 3 different learning environments. The classroom, you're going to see an online and an on-campus view, and a mock-up video. You're going to see a ministry view. On the prayer side, we have an online briefing room with our online students engaging with the prayer room and participating online in prayer, and then a debrief after that.
I'm an online student.
And I'm an on-campus student.
And we are at
IHOP Global together.
Welcome to IHOP Global. It's so good to have you here.
The lunchbox, is there a way that we can exchange that for the right t-shirt size?
Yes.
She got the wrong size t-shirt.
I just want to do this officially. Alina, stand up. As the Vice President of IHOP, I would like to formally welcome you.
You know, so you've got all these different models of what ministry will look like. So different models of what prayers will look like.
I just don't know how to.
That was a little bit of what my day looks like. That IHOP leadership team meeting, that one was about a 6-hour meeting, 6.5-hour meeting. We did 6 days of that. We got a lot accomplished. I'm really excited about what we're gonna roll out. Well, that's just a little bit of what I do. Now I'm going home. I'm gonna pick up my family, and we're gonna go and have a meal with another family that we love and begin the time of rest. Tomorrow's our Sabbath. We're excited about that. So, see ya.